When I was a kid, one of my cousins was talking to me about black holes, and he basically told me, like, no one knows really, like, what's inside them or at the bottom. And I remember thinking, like, that's interesting to me. No one knows? Oh, that's cool.
So in our case, we have this function 1 divided by r squared.
I originally came into BU as an astronomy and physics major. I've known that I'd wanted to do astrophysics my entire life. Definitely coming to BU, it was really overwhelming, and I think it was such a huge culture shock to be surrounded by students who were like, oh, I've already taken everything up to Calculus 3 in high school, so I'm doing differential equations now my first semester. It's like, wow, I only got the chance to take Calculus 1 in high school. And I wish someone had told me, you're not smart, you just haven't completed these things because you haven't been presented with that opportunity. So I chose to drop out of astrophysics. You know, this is a dream of mine that I've had for so long, and to have like this heartbreak that you feel like you're not smart enough to achieve what you've wanted your entire life so quickly, I think was really hard. I always really loved knowing like what was out there, and I was a really like inquisitive child, so I would always kind of ask my parents like, okay, what happens like when you leave the earth? Like what happens in space? My parents were always really like nurturing of that curiosity, specifically my dad, who was a physicist himself. I lost my dad when I was 12. I remember he, more than anyone, really got excited when I got excited about physics. Because I was so interested in it, I think he felt excited sharing it, and he felt excited knowing that like I was as interested in it as he was. At the end of my sophomore year, I realized that I wanted to go back to astrophysics, and as fearful as I was, I had that confidence in myself that, okay, you need to push through this, you can do this. It was difficult being the oldest, but I think taking these physics classes made me feel connected to BU in a way that no other subject, no other class really could. And I know that I wanted to be an astrophysicist since I was a kid, but the life that I have now and the work that I do now isn't even in the realm of like what I thought was possible. So the lab that I work in, the white dwarf group, only looks at white dwarfs. And what white dwarfs are they're the core of a star after it's died. Out of all of the 300 billion stars that are in our Milky Way galaxy, 97% of them are white dwarfs at the end of their lives. I think that's what's so useful about looking at white dwarfs is we can figure out what'll happen in a few billion years when our sun dies.
Okay, can you make this bigger?
Yeah.
So you showed this one,
Yeah.
which looks weird.
Yeah. So for this specific project, I had 54,000 spectra images, and my goal was basically to look through these 54,000 spectra and determine what the composition was. Basically, what's in this star that we can detect. So I did look at 54,000 of these, and to a person that doesn't know the background of this specific image, it might seem like just lines on a graph, but this was a star at one point. And it could have had a solar system around it. It could have had planets, and it could have had life on those planets. And I think that it's really beautiful, and it's almost like looking for this fossil of what once was. I have never regretted going back to astrophysics. Something I learned going into physics was a lot of times you know what the answer is, and you can do it, and you have all of the tools to do it. The issue is you're not confident enough in yourself to feel like you can. And I think that's just something that we need to tell kids from a young age is you can do it. You are smart enough to do it. If I think my dad would be proud of me, I think more than anything, my dad probably just wanted me to be happy, no matter what field that was. I love what I do every day, and I wake up and I'm excited to look through these spectra, as nerdy as that sounds, because there's something new every day. With astronomy, there's so much that we don't know, and that's what's exciting, the unknown.